I think the biggest mistake is that you go to the gym and you go through the motion, but you don't really have your mind inside the muscle. I can't just stand there like this. Yeah, you can. I've seen the guys training with me also 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, but they look like shit. And why did they look like shit is because they didn't concentrate. They did the same exercise, but they stood like this and then they looked sideways, kind of like they were bored, because they didn't even know why they were training. They were not inside that lat when you do the rowing and you pull back and you flex the upper back and the center back, and then you let it down and you stretch it and you think about that the wing is coming out now, or like a curtain is opening up. And we always thought about the curtain, right? This is when we did our lat spread. So you got to think about those things. So I'm a big believer in that. I think chin-ups, when you weigh 240 pounds, you ought to have the strength of a 240-pound guy. We did it because it was the only way to really open up those wings, the shoulder blades and the lats, and really create the width. Because lats is not for thickness of the back. Let's not fool ourselves here. It is all for width. Did a lot of chin-ups and a lot of pull-downs, and you got this enormous wide back.
So the muscles that are in the back, harder to find, harder to see, harder to connect with, going into a whole nother world of, mind and muscle connections that you probably otherwise wouldn't have to look for when you can just look in the mirror. But when we're talking about muscles that are in the back, or places that are not as easy to see without consideration, forethought, work, it takes imagination.
I understood what my strength would be is always to build a thicker back. I always try to use like a mind-muscle connection, so I always pretty much have my eyes closed when I'm doing this.
Only for the strong.
You have to kind of get down into it. You have to find that bar, the grip. Separation in between the muscle group makes the back look wider.
Never foot.
Use your back. Shoulders back and squeeze.
pull the weight to you and lift your chest up. That contracts the whole back.